Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and good day to all. Before we begin, I would like to first express my gratitude to the organizers for giving me this opportunity to present my research entitled Assessment of Peat Fire Susceptibility for Carbon Emission Reduction. This study also would not have been a success without the comprehensive guide from both my supervisors, Dr. Shazwin and Dr. Zuraira Heti from UTM's Faculty of Civil Engineering. To start off, peatlands play a critical role in carbon accumulation. Consequently, their deterioration process releases a considerable amount of carbon that it wields an impact on the global climate. Moreover, fire has the ability to agitate the carbon stored in peats, which account for almost the total amount of carbon in the atmosphere right now. Now, despite peat being naturally fire resistant in the tropics due to their immense moisture retention or the ability to retain more water, it has been expressed that extensive anthropogenic activities as well as warmer climates resulting from global warming will drastically increase the deterioration rate of intact tropical peatland, eventually resulting in the increase of feasibility for peat ignition. Now, for the objectives, there are two. This paper aims to achieve these two main objectives, which is to first identify the peat classification in relation to peat depth and thickness, as well as to identify carbon dioxide content stored and its emission within the study area. These are vital data in producing a holistic peat fire management approach. As an added info, the location of the study area is 5 kilometers southeast of Teluk Panglima Garang, in between Kampung Sungai Jarum and Kampung Jenjarum, with a total area of 6.81 kilometers square or 681 hectares. Moving on to the methodology, first, identifying peat classification is done by conducting site work, mainly consisting of peat auger and borehole exploration. Next, samples are collected to undergo laboratory tests to determine its bulk density and organic content, which are necessary to calculate the carbon dioxide content stored and its emission. However, there were some hurdles that we have faced, mainly due to the extensive size of the study area. The sampling points are sparsely distributed. This limitation was resolved though with the increase of sampling points with closer spacings to maximize the data accuracies. For the results, based on the site work, majority of the peat within the area is classified as separate, which has low fiber content with a maximum peat thickness of 1.2 meters. On the other hand, the samples tested indicated that the organic content is at an average of 45.24% with a bulk density of 1.03 mg per meter cube. The carbon content was then managed to be calculated and it was at 52.82 carbon ton per hectare. Next, for carbon stock in a landscape of peat soil, it was calculated by using the data of area of each class of peat depth, the average thickness of the peat in each thickness class, the average data for both bulk density and organic content for each peat layer, multiplied by the total peat area, which is 681 hectares as we've mentioned. So from these values, carbon dioxide emission was determined to be at 381,925.18 tons of carbon dioxide per year. So, I would like to then end this presentation to once again highlight that peat fire risk management is vital for carbon emission reduction, particularly in the context of global climate change, as we've mentioned. Though peat in the tropics, as I've also mentioned in the beginning, that it is fire resistant, meaning that can maintain high moisture content. However, it has been not only reported but observed in our study that human activities resulting from plantation development, going towards agriculture, logging, have made tropical peatlands more vulnerable to burning on its own. So the peat within the study area was determined to be separate in nature. Thus, this makes it even more susceptible to fire due to its lower moisture content in comparison to other classification of peat. Based on the calculation done, it was also indicated that the total estimation of carbon stock stored in the peatland within the area was 52.82 carbon ton per hectare, which potentially could release up to over 382,000 tons of carbon dioxide per year. Ultimately, this study only aims to highlight the potential repercussions of unplanned and unmanaged development of peatland and its direct impact towards increased carbon emission. That will be all for my presentation. These are some of the references that I've used in my research. Thank you again. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.